Well, as the last glimmer of daylight and hope fade off into the distance, we want to welcome you to All Hallows Eve. And we thought what better way to share it than to bring all of you out here into our Maleficent's forest with us on Halloween night. I am not the only one that has a birthday this week.
No, very exciting times.
So we have brought a little bit of stuff out here for Junior tonight. You just hear that?
I heard it.
So hopefully we can see all this in the night camera, but you just hang on to that for just a second before we show it off. Got him a little pizza, some cupcakes with blue sprinkles, some Pringles, popcorn, some apples, and his favorite Reese's peanut cups.
Yes.
And you know, we used to have this gigantic big blue ball out here.
We haven't been able to.
I don't know where it's gone to. So it was time to replace it. Might have to back up a ways, just smack that and show them. There you go.
Hopefully it
lights
shows
up in the dark.
I hope it shows on the camera.
Yeah.
It'll glow in the dark for him.
So we thought he might enjoy that.
If we see it go flying around in the dark, we'll know.
Well, I'm going to go over here to the log. And we're going to try something a little bit different tonight. I brought a second camera out here, and I'm going to turn it all on and let Rachel handle it. And she can watch my 6, and I'll watch the other direction.
And mind you, I am not the aficionado when it comes to cameras.
It'll be all right. Alright, so we've got her all fixed up on the second camera, and I need you to promise me something. Just like Ghostbusters, don't cross the streams.
Okay.
I won't shine mine in your face, and you don't shine yours in my face, mainly because it'll flood out the cameras and blind everybody that's watching at home.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not going to be great for us either.
We spend a lot of time, obviously, on the subject of Bigfoot, but there are so many other things that are going bump in the night. A lot of things that we can talk about out here on Hallows Eve.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the cryptid world, obviously we have the Bigfoot, Sasquatch, but there's also the dog man, or as the people in Louisiana would call it, the Rougarou, wolf man. Let's see, we have the Jersey Devil, have the goat man, the Kentucky goat man.
Yeah.
That's a trip. Mothman probably falls into that category.
See, what is the one that's supposed to have the head of the horse and the wings?
That's the Jersey Devil.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And places all across the country have reported seeing, you know, different versions of this. Of course, we're familiar with the stories of the skinwalkers. Maybe that, in part, shares a little bit of lineage with the dogman type creatures. You know, we grow up, we as humans are a primate, and of course we see gorillas, the great apes, monkeys, things like that, so our mind can wrap around the primate type creature. But there's just something inherently sinister about a humanoid with a dog or a wolf head walking on two legs.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. When you see something like that coming toward you in the middle of the night, I just have to scat pack and get out of there.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that either.
I'm not sure if all of you are familiar with the actual origin story of the werewolf, the dogman, Rougarou. But if we go back to ancient Greece, there was a king named Lycon. And of course, typical to all the different kings of that time, he wanted to do everything bigger and better than anyone else around him. And when it was the time of year to offer up offerings and sacrifices for the god Zeus, people were bringing their goats and their sheep and baskets of grain and things that they had grown, offering them up. Well, Lycon decided in his derangement that it would be a good idea to sacrifice and offer up his son. But he went beyond that, hideously beyond that. Not only did he sacrifice his son, but he cannibalized parts of him and then offered the other parts to Zeus as the offering. Zeus was so appalled and disgusted by this act that he turned King Lycon into a wolf and cursed his entire lineage to become wolves. Therein the history of the Lycans, and the lore basically says they spread through the entirety of Europe, and then of course to the new country as it was discovered and people were coming over here. So that was an interesting story about the origins of the werewolf, the dog man. Well, I'm going to pan around for a minute, and you feel free to do the same if you want to walk up a ways.
Yeah, I think I want to clear these saplings.
And your microphone is on, my microphone is on. If you hear anything, let me know.
Hopefully we don't have any interference on the mics tonight. I feel like I'm seeing... I'll see something and I go back to it and then I don't see it. Right there to the right of that little cluster of trees, it felt like I saw something move.
Come on out, boys. Where are you tonight?
I'm trying to look with my naked eye as I look through the monitor. Got a few bugs flying around.
And we're hitting that sweet spot where
You guys want to come out?
pretty much all of the daylight has gone away.
Want to visit? Who's up here?
And it's not just cryptids that we have to be mindful of while we're out here. There's elementals, forest spirits. I'm sure there's a plenitude of ghosts loitering and twittering around different places.
Ghosts don't really bother us. We've had a lot of haunted places. But fortunately, most of them have been fairly benign.
I remember one that wasn't fairly benign.
Yeah, we had
Back in the 90s, we had moved into a house that had been originally a funeral parlor.
Yeah, nobody told us beforehand. Bless them.
And it was kind of neat the way it was designed, and the big staircase as you walk in and look up to the second floor. But it had stuff from day one, creepy activity, footsteps, and
You could smell on this, when you walked in to the foyer, there was a stair with a small landing, and then it went up again into the upstairs. Kind of turned, I guess is what I want to say.
yeah.
And you could smell the smell of a horse stable. And right next door to this, although it had been gone for some time, there had been a livery. But the smell of that sweet hay and horse manure and just the whole.
Well, originally they had used a horse-drawn carriage for the hearse.
Right.
And that building was right behind the house. Kind of resembled a barn and garage / outbuilding.
And the room that apparently had been the original viewing room was probably the most active with all kinds of energies. I was sitting there one day and could hear a baby crying, and our youngest was past that stage. She was two and a half
years old.
And we had dark shadow. We had
things being moved around.
There was one night that I went to a meeting for the kids for ball, and Ken called up there and said, "You need to come home." And I said, "Okay, what's going on?" And we had a little cream pitcher. It was made out of silver, and it was in a corner cabinet in the kitchen, and it literally, cabinet door flung open and the cream pitcher went flying and just missed his head. So yeah, there were some contrary energies in that house, and then there were others that were less so. But it was always a go. And in that particular house, we noticed how impactful the energies were on our demeanor, like being surrounded by it, especially the ones that were more agitated, because we felt ourselves, and the kids too, being unusually agitated. And once we discovered what was going on, we were able to attack it, so to speak, and get our lives back. But there were several months there where it was just really difficult to navigate.
We caught ourselves bickering extremely more
like
than what would be normal, and just getting angry all of the time. And it was that oppression from whatever was in the house just bearing down on us.
Yeah. We managed. Oh.
Now here's a pro tip for you. If you have a place that is extremely active like that, once you've done a house cleansing or a blessing, on all four corners of the property drive an iron stake in the ground. And that acts as a buffer zone. You know, kind of like the whole thing with werewolves with iron and silver. Something about that is just a natural deterrent.
And a lot of people experience difficulties in their personal, like their bedrooms. And I find that a lot of closets act like portals. And I haven't decided, I feel like it's the shape. I feel like it's the rectangle or the square of it.
Instead of a stairway up or down, it's an elevator shaft.
Something, for sure. And it's literally becomes a door in many cases. Not all, but many. And for whatever reason, it tends to be attached under stairways or in bedrooms. Now, with that being said, we also have to remember those particularly bedrooms are very sacred spaces to us. That's our personal, it's not our living room where we have all of our company. It's not our kitchen where we have everybody gathering.
If your home is your castle, the bedroom is the inner sanctum.
Yeah. And I think I'm turning around, sorry.
And for something to invade that space just shows that it has intentions of being malevolent.
Right. It's very, very seldom that I find those energies to be super benevolent. Also, remember that a lot of times in our bedrooms are where we have mirrors. There's just a lot of factors that are involved and can be involved. But you can also take 2 pieces of iron, even if you don't have railroad ties. Anything that's iron you can use.
Piece of rebar, a couple of old horseshoes, just anything.
But under your bed, take 2 pieces. They can be old tools, as long as they're iron. And cross them in the center under your bed, and let those accompany Dead Sea salt, particularly. Salt in general will work, but Dead Sea salt is the most powerful against these energies. It's got to be the monitor or my lack of familiarity with using. I keep seeing
blinks and eye shine here and there.
Peekers light.
Of course, we've got some moths coming up around the light.
That's not helping. You guys want to come visit?
Come on out here, boys.
Come on. And they're just so very good at blending with nature that you have to really, really look to catch that whole expression. Like right there to the right of the tree. And I swear by it. That's the beautiful thing about nighttime. I'm catching a lot of little glimmer lights close to the ground, which make me feel elemental energies. But I had some earlier, but they're right on the ground like little glow lights. We've seen those before out here, and they look like fireflies underneath. But there were no fireflies.
We'll turn the other direction so I can walk across without getting flooded out.
Okay, I'm turning. But the thing to remember most of all, when it comes to energies, particularly those that might be instigating fear, is they literally only have fear to give them energy, to give them a sense of existence. Energy to give them a sense of existence. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of tools that the paranormal researchers use, and we use quite a few of them. And the thing to bear in mind is a tool is a tool is a tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's inert. It's all about the intention behind it and all about the ability or lack of experience of the people that are using it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some things out there that they say you should never mess with, never touch, never play with. But realistically, why is one better, worse, or different than the other? It's all about the intention behind it, the ability to use it, or, the inability, not knowing how to open things properly and close things properly.
And that's just it. It's important to assess. A lot of these energies can be very deceptive. They can be, we have had to certainly assess what we work with out here. But never once has the story changed. Never once has it not supported source energy. Never once has it lied to us. There's a list of things that kind of tell the true nature.
Well, if you are ready to change tools,
sure,
we can put that camera that you have away, and I've got something else that we can try on or walk out of here if you feel like it.
Okay.
Well, let me get that turned off for you. Alright, so she is operating what's called the spiritual ghost box. And I don't think we've actually used that out here in the woods at night before. So you're going to hear a lot of voice sound and echo coming through. But we're going to hike on back up out of the woods and let that run while we're hiking. Do you want me to carry that so you have a free hand?
Okay.
Alright, now we got it together. So just like any other spirit box, feel free to ask it questions, see if there's any clear responses to it.
Yeah. Are we in the best place? Problem is their energy is very electronic. We're going the way you want us to go? Oh yeah. I heard oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We what?
Hold it down toward your chest where the microphone can pick it up. There you go. I don't know if the volume is all the way up on it. I need to check it real quick.
Now go? Okay.
Now go.
Now go. Who's with us?
Sorry, the camera's shaky. I'm trying to wrestle here.
I heard
that we carried the treats and stuff out in. Okay.
I asked who was with us, and I heard took.
Anybody else?
Anybody else with us? And this is new for you, I know. Lily? Joe? Getting a lot of names that I'm not familiar with, like Annette and Bishop, and so it's hard telling how many. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Can you say one of our names?
I felt like it whispered Rochelle.
Who's that?
Who was that? They have trouble with the RA sound. We had EVPs before where they had trouble with Rachel and said it more like Rochelle. Anybody want to talk?
Who are we talking
Right in
to?
front of me.
Yeah, we're right here at this big arch.
Can I approach? Whisper. This is about where I saw what I did. Who's present, please? Lily, is it you? It felt like the energy of Lily, but I couldn't tell. We may have to work with them with this app a little bit. They're really electronic geniuses. What? You are electronic geniuses. Oh. Anyone walking with us tonight? Some of this sounds like it's in another language.
Anything sound like it's clear enough to understand?
Only bits and pieces. You what? Strange sounds coming through it. I don't know if we should try that one.
Serious.
Serious about what? Or what I just hear?
Not sure.
Goosebumps. Can you speak to me in English? I wonder how the SLS would work at this time.
There's the other gateway arch, so we pass through that corridor.
What do you think? Friend? I am your friend. What do you think? Where are you? I feel you. Fact. Thinking about
There's
that.
something over there.
Can we turn this off?
Yeah, you want to turn that off? Just close it. Swipe the other way. There you go. And our other big arch, we're in the trifecta
Of arches.
triangle.
Yeah. I noticed after I walked into that arch, albeit not everything was clear, activity really, the verbalization energy really picked up.
Jake brakes out on the highway.
Yeah.
A little loud.
It's a little much.
Well, boys and girls, I think we're going to call it a night. Let the spooks and all of the big woolly things have at it.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all tagging along.
Keep it safe.
Happy Halloween. Well, we got back to the house and I had some packages waiting on the porch that had my new birthday presents in it. So I wanted to come out here and try it out real quick and maybe attach some of this at the end to see if there was any huge difference. But I got some new camera equipment, a better microphone system because I had complained about the scratchy kind of tin pan sound that last microphone system had. Well, let's walk around for a second out here in the side woods and see how this thing reacts, picks up. Kind of excited to try out these new lights and microphone setup. Well, I don't know about you, but I think it looks pretty good. Hopefully it sounds a lot better. All right, everybody. We'll catch you later down the trail. Thanks.